Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode on concrete. This will be a series of podcasts that go along with a series of videos if you are a member services or member spaces member, or you are in one of my classes. In this podcast, we're going to dive into the world of concrete specifications within the master format system. And as we know, the master format is the specifications writing standard that we use nationwide, globally. So when we are building things, everyone is on the same page. Okay, so if you've worked in construction or design or project management, you know how vital clear and organized specifications are to any successful project and to give everyone on board a clear understanding of what's going on. And when it comes to concrete, it's absolutely no different. Getting it right isn't just a matter of, knowing your trade, breaking your back, following the instructions. It's about also what we can also talk about ensuring the safety, durability, and cost efficiency throughout the project. And you always want to make sure that you are hitting your project along the lines that are set in the very beginning when you give them your estimate, when you tell them how much it is, and you give them how many hours the job is going to take. Okay, and so having a full, detailed, concise understanding of the specifications, because again, the job of the specifications are to give you direction and ways and means. And so in this podcast, which will be the first of many, we're going to go over that for the concrete contractor or anybody that works in concrete. So you'll have a good understanding of how to approach your work, you know? All right. So concrete is division 3 in the specifications. And there are, in the specification, no matter what you do, all things are in the concrete specification are categorized in a special way. Okay, so from understanding materials, or going to the reinforcement to learning about specific requirements for even concrete forms or the finishes, the kind of concrete mix that they require. If you're a concrete contractor, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so Division Three's job is to provide you with a structured, and that's what we like, because if we do things in a structured way, it's going to be the same way every time. We don't have to guess. We know exactly what to do. And there's even, even when you read the specifications, have a way and a means and a structure to pull out the information that you need. Okay, so Division 3 provides a very structured and standardized, standards. That's what we like to. And it gives you that structured approach, okay, to handling any of your concrete work. Okay, that's its job. So in this episode, I'm going to walk you through just the basics of each section within Division 3, discuss, what's in it, why it's important, and maybe some real world applications. But please, I encourage you to always, if this is, your forte, make sure you like, sign, subscribe, hit the bell notification, because this will be a series of podcasts which are only audio. But if you are a member of Member Spaces or any of my classes, you also get the video version of everything I'm talking about here. You'll also get a library of different takeoffs. And what's more important, which I'm finding that a lot of contractors don't know, and you don't know what you don't know until somebody enlightens you. Man hours. You want to produce man hour estimates and how to best do that. And so when you understand your specifications, you understand that, okay, I have to do this job, and then you equate this job into man hours. Okay, and so I encourage you. I'm going to be putting those online more often, advertising a lot more, because I personally didn't realize it was such an issue. That if you have a proper man hour calculator, if you've done a proper takeoff, then you are able to know how many man hours any portion of a scope of work is going to be all the way added up to the full project. And that's very important. So you're making sure you're accounting for your valuable time, okay, and two, their correction factors, depending on the difficulty of the space where you have to do the work. So many feet above 2 floors, so many feet below, and crawl spaces, existing conditions, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And so you want to make sure you like, join, subscribe, hit the bell notification, because there'll be a lot more in 2025, a lot more audio for you to listen to maybe while you're working. All right. All right. So let's go. And let me just say before we get started, okay? If you understand your specifications, you can save time, you can save money, you can save headaches, misunderstandings between you and the other subs, okay? And the GC and everybody, okay? Okay, we're going to go over more detail in the other classes, the importance of submittals, okay, and testing, okay, and what you need to do to make sure in every project that you are achieving, the best results. So, all right. So this podcast in the whole series makes no difference. You don't have to be a contractor. You can be a contractor. You can be an architect, project manager. It doesn't make a difference. What the information I provide usually helps people on every level, no matter where they're at. If they have a lot of experience or if they're just starting, which a lot of people are and have been since COVID. Okay, and so let's go over just a few things here. And there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm not in detail, but 7, 8 different points I want to go over. Okay, so the first, I just did what MasterFormat is. I introduced you to that. So I want to introduce you to that because a lot of people just look at the plans, right? Just look at the plans and get to work. No, you really have to read the specification. This is what I recommend. You read the specifications first. You got to know what division your work is in, right? So depending on your trade, your division is going to be in a different place. So for the concrete contractor, your division is 03. Okay. So it comes after general conditions, existing conditions 02, and procurement documents that's 00. There's a lot of them we don't focus on, okay? So in the podcast and everything, we're going to focus on from 02, and we got quite a few existing conditions because in that one you're going to have demo, okay? But in this one, we are focusing on concrete specification. Even if you have demo concrete, it'll be in your demo specification. Okay, and so let's go. Now, MasterFormat is specifications standard for all projects throughout North America and pretty much the world. So when we are doing projects all over the world, all over the country, we're all on the same page. It's basically just a template of every possibility, every trade in construction. That's MasterFormat. It includes, and each of the trades are in a specific division. Okay, concrete just happens to have its own division, right? But if you are, for instance, if you are a framer and you install wood framing as well as metal framing, then you would be required to look in the wood and plastics and composite specification, as well as the metals. Okay, so where you look in the specifications really only depends on your trade. Okay, any finish is in the finishes specifications. So there is no paint division in its own. It's a finish, and so it's in the finishes. Any kind of finish is in the finishes specifications. Okay, so division 03 is concrete. Okay. And so what I want you to really understand is really basically what division is concrete, what are the subdivisions basically within the division, and because of course it's concrete. So it's going to be something related to a concrete scope of work. Okay, really just that simple. Okay, so the structure of Division 3, okay, it's broken down into sections, of course. Okay, precast, cast in place concrete, precast, and then finishing, concrete finishings. So it's broken down basically like that. Okay, and so Division 03, and I'll just go over very quickly. If if you want to take notes, this would be a good time to take notes because it'll help ingrain in your head, because this is a podcast. There's nothing to watch. But yeah, if you're looking at specifications tomorrow, take notes. Okay. And so we know that the main division is 03. So if you look in, I mean, usually the specifications are a 3-part. No, it has 3 parts, and each part has 2 digits. So 000000, 3 parts. But a lot of times now we see they've left off the third 00. Okay, so if you're looking in specifications for concrete, you'll probably see it at 0003. Okay, and so that's the main division. But again, typically it'll be 000003, because the real specifications have 3 components, and each of the components have 2 parts. So concrete is one of the very first in the set of divisions within the specifications. That's why it's 03. All right, so 03. Let me do that again. For concrete, it will be 030000. That is the main specification. I did it backwards for concrete. Okay, and again, a lot of the specifications leave out that third set of 00s. Okay, but if it does, it'll just be as I'm giving you right now. So the main division, again, if it is a 2-part specifications listing that you're using, it'll be 0300. If it is a 3-part specification listing that you're using, it'll be 030000. That's number 1. That's the title. Okay, it's basically that's the main specification. And so within each, as I was saying, all your concrete scope of work is broken down. And so as we progress, each thing is given a number. So here are the numbers. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different divisions within the common sections. Okay. Now, 7 different divisions within the common sections. Okay, 7. But those 7 are broken down in more detail. Okay, as subdivisions. So you have the main division, 030000, and then the common sections, which we'll talk about. And within those common sections, we have 7 of them. And within those common sections, so if it was a chapter, subchapter, whatever, within those common sections, you have more. Now, we're not going through those, but again, any of our members have access to the full master format. And please email me at education@sfjohnsonconsulting.com if you'd like a copy of the full specification. I have no problem sending that to you. All right, so we said we have 7 divisions within the concrete. The first is 030500. Okay, common work results for concrete, general practices and materials. So what is the purpose of specifications? These are the architects and owners giving you direction on how they want things done. Okay, and so their common work results, they're telling you what they want the work result to be for concrete. Contractor is to da 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 da. Okay, and again, we have real sets of specifications for you to read through as well. All right, so 030500, common work results for concrete. Okay, next is, or number 2, 031000, Concrete forming and accessories. So all of the form work, specifics to your form work, is in specification 031000. There are things below that, again, subdivisions of that, and it'll be more detailed. And it's really based on the project. So if the project has certain requirements under those divisions or sections, it'll be very clear. You read it, you make sure you follow whatever the direction is. So you stay within line with, again, what the owner and architects have designed and want. Okay. All right. Next, number 3, 032000. And guess what that is? Well, that's reinforcing. That's concrete reinforcing. Okay. Is it mesh? Is it number 2? Is it number 5? Is it both ways, one way, whatever? What's the specification of the reinforcement? What are the material specifications? The strength, the this, the that, or whatever, Do they want mesh, or do they want you to use individual rebar? All of that specifications. And again, that's 032000. Number 4, 033000 is cast in place concrete. Okay, so if this job is cast in place, they're going to give you everything about the PSI and the mixing, whatever. Okay. Next, let's say 5. Yeah. 5 is precast concrete, and that is 034000. Precast concrete. All the specifications about that. All the details and how they want it, how they want you to install it, how they want everything. Finishing, everything. And again, precast concrete, 034000. And 6 is cast decks and underlayment. So if that is a part of your scope of work, is that a part of the project? There'll be very good detail about that, and that is 035000. Cast decks and underlayment. And last but not least, number 7 is grouting. 036000. If it applies to your scope of work, it applies to the project, they give you details about that. Okay. So when each section applies, it impacts the construction. And so you should make sure you follow it. Okay. What else? Everything about your scope of work will be there. So the materials you need to use, okay, everything to how they want the formwork done, reinforcement standards, the mix of the concrete, everything you need that's vital. So never just go by the plans. Okay, the plan's job is to be there to assist you in measuring how many square feet, cubic yards of concrete, how many linear feet of rebar, how many square feet of mesh, how many, do at the 16th or at the 8th for some bars of some other thing. Help you determine your accurate takeoff so you can go with that and do 2 things with that accurate takeoff. 1, material that corresponds to it, and 2, man-hour totals that correspond to that scope of work, to the work that you have to do. If there in any case is no accurate way for you to do either one, then you're probably underbidding, overbidding, and your success rate will probably tell you. Now, if you're overbidding, you're not winning anything. If you're underbidding, guess what? You're winning everything. Okay, so that is something you keep in mind too. That is why it's vital to have some way to determine your man hours. And if that is something you want, I have video after video about how we assist you. And, depending on your scope of work, there's so many things you can do. So we have a man hour calculator for the reinforcing by itself, a man hour calculator for just the form work, a man hour calculator just for the finishing. But once you have it, once you know your takeoff, you know how many man hours. And so once we know the man hours, we assume that everybody that's working, if you're working 5 days a week, 8-hour days. You're assuming every individual is giving you 40 hours a week, right? So if one person's giving you 40, then people are giving you 200. Okay, and so that's how you determine how many days your project's going to be. Da da da. But if there's no way for you to accurately determine how many man hours, you're just guessing or from the last job or whatever you feel like you need to make to break even. That's really not how we bid construction. Okay, and so if you have any questions about any of this, make sure you reach out to me at education@sfjohnsonconsulting.com. You can join any of our member services at sfjohnsonconsulting.com or constructionqueenconsulting.com, where every week I give you new man hour calculators, I give you new tips, I give you new video from we get projects every day. And so you become a good estimator when you are doing projects every day. And so I help you do that. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And I hope I'm going to be much better in 2025. See you soon.